Right now on Up with KREM, snowpack is disappearing quickly in the northwest. We talked to the experts about what this could mean for summer water demands.
And I'm tracking your weekend forecast, plus a breakdown of what you can expect as we get ready for Bloomsday tomorrow.
And it is a sure sign that the days are getting warmer and longer. Silverwood officially back open for the season today. Good morning and thank you for starting your day here with us on Up with KREM. I'm Brandon T. Jones and lots of news we'll get to. But first, of course, we got to start over in the Weather Center. That's where Jenny Power is standing by. And Jenny, it's a big weekend ahead of us because not only is it Bloomsday, but looking like it's a pretty good forecast as well.
Yes, that is right, Brandon. And certainly warm are the conditions that we are going to be seeing throughout this weekend. Today, we are going to see some partly cloudy skies across the region, but we've got a clearing trend into tomorrow for Bloomsday Sunday. So make sure that you are properly hydrating if you are either going to run or walk on Sunday for the big event, because our temperatures are still trending above average this afternoon as well as tomorrow afternoon. Here's a look at some of those daytime highs of what we're expecting to see there. Mid to upper 70s for Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, and looking at some widespread low to mid 80s out toward the central part of the state, and even some low 90s possible south to Richland there in the Tri-Cities. So folks, it is definitely going to be warming up region wide. Today we do have some partly cloudy skies because of a low pressure system that's hanging off the coast. We could see a few stray mountain showers over the Cascades, but it is going to be a predominantly dry day here ahead of us with that gradual clearing trend into tomorrow. A breakdown of that Bloomsday forecast here as we take a look at those morning temperatures. It is going to be a warmer Bloomsday in comparison to Bloomsdays past, so our temperatures in the morning will be in the upper 50s to low 60s. How long we'll hang on to this warming trend ahead?
Well, as those temperatures warm up, climate researchers are also saying it's been a dry start to the spring, meaning our already low snowpack has been disappearing quickly. Earlier this month, Washington State declared a drought for the fourth year in a row. And as of April 1st, researchers said the snowpack in the Washington Cascades is just 45 to 80% of normal.
Snow has begun to melt out across the region, and it's melting a little bit quicker than normal. Also noting that many basins recorded their peak snowpack a bit early this year. Usually we see peak at April 1st, but some basins have started or peaked 2 to 3 weeks earlier and now are melting out more quickly than we'd like to as well.
Well, officials say reservoirs are in decent shape in Washington and Oregon right now, but that alone is not enough to meet water demands. Well, this week, a Western Washington judge hit pause on parts of a new state law. Senate Bill 5974 increases requirements for elected law enforcement. The bill has sparked strong opposition since lawmakers introduced it this legislative session. KREM 2's Christian Garza has followed the story and brings us the latest.
Well, a Thurston County judge decided that some parts of this new law may go just a little too far.
Well, I think this was the ruling that we were hoping for.
A decision in a lawsuit weeks in the making.
All the judge ruled that, in her opinion, we had proved that there would be likely a constitutional injury the second this legislation came into effect.
Spokane County Sheriff John Knowles, along with 3 other Eastern Washington sheriffs, sued the state, saying this legislation is a direct overreach of power and takes away the rights of voters. Senate Bill 5974 establishes stricter eligibility rules for sheriffs, police chiefs, and town marshals, including mandatory background checks, a minimum age of 25 years or older with at least 5 years of law enforcement experience, and obtaining as well as maintaining peace officer certification. The new law also gives the state's Criminal Justice Training Commission expanded authority directly tied to that certification, meaning the commission, who already has the authority to decertify officers, now, under this law, would be able to remove sheriffs and other law enforcement leaders from office if they lose certification or fail to meet these new eligibility requirements.
It should not be left up to a board who isn't elected and who have rules that are very vague, very arbitrary, and might not be in keeping with what the public wants from their elected officials.
We're trying to make it more professional and consistent across the state for all of law enforcement.
Debbie Novak, the Eastern Washington lead for the state's Coalition for Police Accountability, helped draft Senate Bill 5974. She says it all comes down to making sure law enforcement leaders maintain their certification, and the panel is the way to do it.
These are people that one's a sheriff, one's a police officer. There's 2 civilian positions, but they're not just plain civilian. There's other requirements. And one is a person that would be considered an expert in police and law enforcement background or police issues.
Today, the law takes effect for everyone except for elected sheriffs. The state said that it plans to appeal this decision.
I want my sheriff, I vote, I want my sheriff to have his certification.
This could go on for a long time.
In Spokane, Christian Garza, KREM 2 News.
Well, a few credit rating agencies changed Washington State's credit outlook from stable to negative. It means the state's official credit rating could go down, which would be the first time this has happened in state history. The credit rating agency Moody's says the state has been too dependent on temporary budget solutions like pulling money from reserves. Fitch, another rating agency, also gave Washington a negative outlook. The state treasurer says this is a warning the legislature needs to address.
What is important is that essentially the legislature continue to make sure we're financially managing things well, that they are passing budgets that are structurally balanced and are meeting the needs going forward of our state, but that they're not spending more money than they're bringing in.
The state treasurer says if Washington's credit rating falls, we could see higher taxes. Alrighty, if you're looking for something to do this weekend, of course, we've got you covered here because it's now time for your weekend What's Up. First up on the dock, Silverwood opens for the season today. And this is the theme park's first season with the new owners, Hershen Family Entertainment Corporation. The rides start running at 11 this morning, but we still do need to wait until June for Boulder Beach to reopen as well. But you can buy tickets on Silverwood's website as of today. And also this weekend, Dozer Days in Post Falls. This is an immersive experience for kids about the construction industry. There's going to be dump trucks, dozers, and excavators. You can get tickets online, and they start at $11. It starts at 11 on both Saturday and Sunday. Next up, Pause and Play in the Park is today from 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. at Mirabou Meadows. The Zoomin' Groomin' Pet Groomin' is going to do free nail trims for the first 50 pups, and there will also be some face painting, some frisbees, and a mascot meet and greet. Spokane Valley Library is doing a Mom Memorial and More event today from 11 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. They will have more than 20 artists selling their work. And next up, Punk and Perry is this afternoon from noon to 5 p.m. It's an outdoor live punk show with local vendors and a book swap. It's also free, but they take donations to raise money for Mutual Aid Spokane. And if you're a history buff, do you know your Inland Northwest history? Well, you can test out that knowledge tonight during the Protect Our Story Trivia Night at the Sandpoint Organic Agriculture Center. That starts at 4 p.m. And also today, there is a fun run at the Manito Duck Pond. It's a 5K, and all the money they raise will go to Shriners Children's Hospital. KREM 2 photojournalist Nathan Brand and our producer Emma Johnson met up with the people who started this tradition.
You having fun? Yeah. You like running? Yes. Good. My relationship with Katya is very special. She tells me all the time that I'm her best friend, and I agree with her. She is also my best friend. How old are you?
19.
19, and I am 18. So 18 months apart. Keep it up, Cots. We came up with this idea a few years ago. Doing great. And so a cause that was very close to our heart was Shriners Hospital, because in 2019 they performed a life-changing surgery on Katya's hip that made it so she was able to walk and play and run. And so we decided that we wanted to start raising money for them. And so in 2023 we did it for the first time, and we had everybody come over to our house for ice cream, and they just brought their donations, and we raised about $600 that year. And the next year we decided we wanted to make it a fun run. And so we did it at the Ferris track. And so we kind of took the idea coming into this year. And because I was in charge of it and I had done a lot of fun runs myself, I wanted to make it like a real deal. And so I started filling out permits to be able to use Manito Park and coming up with ideas. And we have bibs for sale online, and we have merch, and we have all sorts of other things.
I designed it. It's just, I draw me and my best friend, and I also do a heart.
We included some of her familiar sayings on the back of the shirt because it's something that we really love about Katya. So it says, "To you, you should hung out with me. You are so sweet person. I love you. We should get some ice cream. I love you the most in my heart. You are my best friend. Love, Katya." Tired?
Yeah.
Gotta keep running, even when you're tired. You can do it.
Well, race bibs cost $10 and you can get them on 51-katya.com. The race starts at 10:30 and then after they'll be having some ice cream. Well, Bloomsday is almost here. If you're running or walking, we have what you need to know about today's trade show. And still ahead, Washington's Attorney General claims some major grocery stores are overcharging customers in a deceptive way.